In Haifa, ICEJ has a home for Holocaust survivors. Of the 170,000 Holocaust survivors still alive in Israel, a fourth are living below the poverty line. Some of the apartments are in poor condition. Volunteers from all over the world renovate and help the residents. Sarah is 91 and a resident of the home and has been here for many years. Despite the terrible condition of her room, she found it difficult to leave the room during the renovation. The furniture are already in the middle of the room. A tour of the room shows the horrible condition of the walls. A short walk after hard work and finally a falafel. When the plaster was gone, wet walls came to light, cause very badly sealed walls on the floor in the showers. When the sink was dismantled, the rotten substructure collapsed. To be on the safe side, we installed the new sink with bolts going through the wall. The installation of the tap was only possible after changing the mounting material. The main problem in showers in Israel, the floor tiles have no slope towards the drain, unfortunately. New hand grips and a new shower as well as a new mirror cabinet were also part of the renovation. Axel forgot his teeth. 2 days later, flooding in the shower. The water tube of the washing machine was worn out.
Kamera der 5. Renault beim Abschlüsse.
The balcony was also renovated. Plastering would be working for a bricklayer. Axel is completely in his element when it comes to painting. That is his profession. It is very nice that there is an hour of worship 3 times a week in the morning with Will and Judith. Once a week we all eat together in the evening. The food is usually prepared by the volunteers.
אני לא נתתי לו, למה הוא לא יודע לעשות את זה?
הוא יודע מה לעשות משהו.
Will and Judith also know an Arab couple in a very difficult situation, especially financially. Nevertheless, they invited us to a delicious dinner. In order to renovate and repair, a wide variety of materials is needed. Will came along for the first purchase. The next 5 times I had to deal with alone. That's how it looked after the storm in front of the entrance of our house. We dried the walls with 2 heaters. We had to apply a lot of plaster. With the machine, it was much easier to prepare the plaster. The fine plaster gave the walls the necessary smooth surface. In the end, it became clear to us why Sarah was reluctant to leave her room for a temporary one. She is accustomed to the craftsman working carelessly and certainly not being ready at the promised time. It was of course also a special experience for her daughter that we finished even before the promised time and the room really looks like new. Both of them thanked us profusely and Axel and I were even called angels. In the evening after dinner, several residents played daily Rummy Cup with cards. I played 3 times but had no chance to win in the champions round. They are thinking very fast. There is a lot to repair, locks, doors, windows, etc. Fanny asks me every day, when is my sewing machine repaired? It seemed to me like the widow in the parable of Jesus. Before I would get in trouble, I mended the machine on Shabbat.
Kein Kabel.
Schlafanzug.
Ich habe kein Kabel. Fertig! Schluss!
Ja.
Rega, Rega. Rega, Rega.
Er macht ein Monat.
Ja, macht keinen Film. Ja.
Ich bin von RDL. Das wird im Fernsehen übertragen. Warte.
So, jetzt. Gut.
Gut, schön.
Interaction with the residents is also part of volunteering in the home. In the beginning, this was hardly possible for Axel and me. We worked hard to finish in time. Finally, on Axel's last evening, we visited Shlomo, a wonderful time with a bottle of wine. Once Axel wanted to go to the museum for a good coffee. We fell, without knowing it, into Shlomo's 92nd birthday party. We were immediately invited because Shlomo already knew us. On Shabbat, we visited the Messianic congregation on the Carmel. Beautiful singing, impressive sermon.
Ja, jetzt dann.
Will rewarded our efforts and we were allowed to make a trip with the Citroën C1 in the second week. In the back it was a bit narrow for the women. On Friday we went to the old city of Akko and made a walk in the Baha'i gardens. On Saturday we drove to Nazareth, visited Nazareth village, the market, the basilica, the restaurant of Abu Sharif, and finally a spice shop. The variety is huge. We couldn't resist and did a lot of shopping despite the shortage of money. In addition to the work, the relationship among the volunteers, with the residents, and above all with Will and Judith, is warm and friendly, an enriching experience if you give God not only the tithe of your money but also tithe.